reverse direction. Reverse. So this broken back cab is harmful. Harmful. Not good. It's bad. Harmful for driving. Because the driver will认为在相反的方向if when the driver on drive his car truly in reality the road is tend to right.
Yes.
Tend to right. But the driver will think is tend to left, so it's harmful. So we can replace broken back cab by single cab. What's broken back cab? When the straight line between the two cabs is very short. It is broken back cab. So this after replaced by a single cab, the cab is satisfactory. The minimum length of straight line between reverse cabs. Two separate cabs in reverse directions are radially connected or by tangent or transition cabs. When the design speed is greater than or equal to 60 km per hour, the minimum length of straight line should be 2V. When the design speed is less than or equal to 40 km per hour, we can execute 2V by reference. When there are transition cabs at both ends of cabs can be collected directly to form a S-shaped cab. What's S-shaped cab? There is no straight line between two transition cabs in reverse directions. This is transition. This is the second cab T1. This is transition cab T1. This is transition curve T2. Transition curve 2. This is circular curve 2. Transition curve 1 and is connected directly with transition curve 2. No straight line between the two transition curves. This is this is S-shaped curve. S-shaped curve. Is like the letter S. Letter S. Like letter S. This is S-shaped curve. Principle: use curve or tangents flexibly and wisely. Applications of straight line: use curve or tangents flexibly and wisely. Appropriate road sections. Flat regions not limited by terrain or ground feathers, and in broad river valleys. Use straight line. Towns or suburban roads, large bridges, tunnels, and other construction sections. Usually use straight line. Intersections and nearby use straight line. Sections provided for overtaking in two-lane highways. Usually use straight line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the condition is under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 condition, we usually use straight line on this condition. Under this condition. It says the determination of length should be cautious. Grade of long tangent section or long straight line section should not be too large. When terrain is too spacious, vegetation should be planted in order to improve the terrain. Signs should be set on horizontal curves at the end of long tangents.
No shit.
Huh?
Before.
The
The grade of long tangent should not be.
long tangents.
No, the second point.
Second.
Grade.
Grade.
What's the grade?
What's grade? The slope.
The slope.
The longitudinal slope on the road. The longitudinal slope.
Okay.
Slope.
What is it?
Slope
Yeah. Okay.
or slope.
Okay.
This is on the
Level.
level. On the level. level. Slope. The slope, the longitudinal grade or the longitudinal slope of non-straight line section should not be too large. Because on this slope, if the slope is very large, the speed of vehicle will exceed the limited speed. Understand? Yeah. Vehicle's lateral stability and cyclical radius. Characteristics of cyclical. The radius of cyclical of any point is constant. The radius is constant. Cyclicals constantly change directions so that it is more adaptive to terrain. Vehicles need more wires when driving on cars. Vehicles are subjected to centrifugal force. Visual range conditions are compromised. Compromise. Oh. This?
No, before.
Speaker?
Yeah. Proszę, you can pass.
Okay.
Proszę, les concepts. How many concepts? How many concepts? Before, the concept of the straight line.
Concept.
Yeah, how many? Four. And the characteristic of the circular curve. How many?
Which page?
This one.
This
It's
one.
five. It's five.
5. What's the meaning? What's the meaning of compromise?
Visual. Compromise. I think
Compromise is compromise. What's the meaning of compromise?
affected. You affected.
It is
It's not. You're not really affected. You're not sure.
He's saying it. Yeah. Yeah. Say.
Will be affected negatively.
what's the meaning of compromise?
老师，can you
差，用中文讲就是差。
差，
对，
那个
差
，yeah，
negative。
差为
差
差为水。
对。
How to use English word to replace compromise? Which one?
He said it.
差。
He said it.
差 means like to take away. 몇 번이 더 없자?
아?
몇 번이 더 없자?
쭈쭈쭈 好和差
对，
对
你不能说 bad，但是应该是affected negatively，应该怎么说呢？不太好。
bad
bad 说
bad visual range conditions bad not good bad what's visual range what's visual range
The range that which you can see something.
yes the eye see
Yeah.
how long
Distance.
how long of the road how far away how far of the road yes this is when vehicles are driving on separate cab, this is this picture is check of the tire. The track of the tire. Section 3, vehicles natural stability. When riding stability of vehicles is the ability of keeping normal driving condition and direction under the effect of external factors in order to avoid slip and overtake. Unstable phenomena of vehicles driving on the longitudinal grade or longitudinal slope, overtake and slip down. On the cross section, the unstable phenomena of vehicle driving is overtake and slip. This on the cross section is related to cycle cab. Not straight line. Just related with cycle cab on cross section, overtake and slip. Slip and grade. This is slip and grade, longitudinal grade. This is the G is gravity. Z is support force, supported force. X is friction force. Practical conditions of low slipping for rear view of vehicles according to adhesion conditions. Adhesion, NADHENSIO. GK is driving force. Cosine K is grade friction coefficient. Guarantee of longitudinal stability. Great sleep happens before overtake. So the condition of great stability is this formula. I is great longitudinal slope or grade. Part 2, vehicles. Just now we landed vehicles. Grade stability. Part 1, grade stability. Sleep and overtake and overtake. Grade sleep happens before overtake. Part 2, vehicles lateral stability. Lateral stability. F is centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. B is the width of the vehicle. IH is superelevation. Cross slope. IH is cross slope on circular. Cross slope on circular curve. H is the gravity height. Gravity height.
But in this case, the road is not safety. It's not safety in this case. In this case, the road is not safety.
It's not safety.
Yeah, if the road is like this, the super elevation is very high.
Super elevation.
If
If no super elevation is not safe. The road is not safe. With super elevation,
it's safe.
it is safe. Because when you turn left or turn right on the circular curve, you need the car need force to
Centrifuge degrees.
向心力怎么说
To not.
to provide the enough force to 圆周运动 moving on the circular curve need force to pointed to the center of the circular curve. Need that force. If no super elevation,
Okay.
on straight line, the cross slope is on straight line. The cross slope is two-way. Two-way. This cross slope is used for rain. flow to the roadside. If if the cross slope is zero, when it raining, when raining, the rain will stay on the road. Is not safe for driving. It's not safe for driving. So the two-person slope generally two-person slope is to the rain will flow rapidly to the both sides. So it's safe. On straight line, but on cycle path, we need a one-way. We need a one-way. IH is superelevation. Superelevation is cross slope, but in one way, not two way. In one way. The IH, the superelevation can provide a force to complete the driving on the circular travel. The movement, circular movement lead a force. This force point to the center of circular travel. You understand? This is vehicle. Circular movement lead a force. This force is on the reverse direction of centrifugal force. Centrifugal force.
Actually, is the force leading to the center.
This is
Centrifugal.
this我查向心力，我查怎么说啊？
You see that this force is centrifugal motion. Actually, me what I do is that this centrifugal is what leads to the center. It's not what leads to art. So if we put it like this, if we put it like this, it's like the car. Maybe, but since the car is it's not it's going straight. There's a super elevation.
Analysis of conditions of natural sleep. Adhesion factor. So this is this expression is the condition to avoid lateral slip. Lateral slip. To avoid the lateral slip. R is radius. V is the speed of vehicle. Cosine H is lateral adhesion factor. IH is super elevation. Super elevation. Lateral slip happens before lateral overtake. So, this expression is the most important. Not this expression is not useful. Not useful. It's not useful because lateral slip happens before lateral overtake. So, if R is greater than this expression, the vehicle will not happen lateral slip and lateral overtake. So this condition is the most important condition. This is normal crown. Normal crown or normal cross slope. Normal cross slope in two ways. This is super elevation on circular cab. This is on straight line. IH is a single slope or one-way slope. SF is related to safety, stability, passenger fuel, and operation economy. The relation of mu between mu and safety. Mu should be less than or equal to cosine H. Cosine H is natural adhesion coefficient. On dry pavement, the cosine H is 0.4 to 0.8. On wet pavement, is 0.25 to 0.4. 这 relationship between mu and operation. If mu is very large, the vehicle, if mu is very large on the circular cab, on driving on the circular cab, the vehicle is not stable. On the natural direction. mu, the relationship between mu and the operation equality. You can see the fuel consumption and the tire wear is increases with the mu. Mu is side force factor. That's all. Mu is side force factor. That's what factor. The relationship between mu and the driver's comfort. If mu is less than 0.15, the drivers feel stable, no fear of cycle cab, no fear of cycle cab. When mu is equal to 0.2, drivers feel a little unstable. When mu is equal to 0.35, the drivers feel unstable. When mu is greater than or equal to 0.4, the drivers feel very unstable and have overtensions. So we can conclude that the maximum value of mu is between 0.1 to 0.16. Lower mu at high speed and high mu at low speed.
So now, when the speed is low, the mu is larger.
Yes. When the design speed of road is high, the mu is lower. Okay. This is the minimum R of cycle cab of highway. This is design speed. This is the limited value. This is general value. This is minimum R without supervaluation. How to get these values? We can get these values with this formula. We can use this formula to calculate R. V is low. V is design speed of the road. Mu is side force factor. When the design speed is very high, the mu is very low. IH is superelevation. Mu is how to use mu. between 0.1 to and 0.6. 0.16. When the design speed is very high, we can use 0.1. When the design speed is low, we can use 0.16. IH, how to determine the value of IH? How to determine the value of IH?
The formula.
Number what?
IH is the maximum of IH is less than or equal to cosine W. Cosine W. Cosine W is friction coefficient of pavement of harsh season in 1 year. For freeway and class 1 highways, the maximum IH is 8% or 10%. Normally is on normal condition is 8%. The condition of high percentage of light vehicles such as car is 10%. On class 2, class 3, class 4 highways, the maximum of supervision IH is 8%. On frost region, the maximum value of IH is 6%. This table is very important. Very important. Then, do you understand?
Yeah. The general value 1,000 is the general value of what?
What's general value?
Yeah, is for what?
For what? On general condition. Tiring condition. On general tiring condition. This is on very complicated tiring condition. Complicated tiring condition. This is general tiring condition. This is under very good tiring, a good tiring condition. On plane tiring, on plane. This is on mountain, and on mountain condition.
So now when we are
But this condition we had that use general value and greater than and higher than general value, not limited value.
So now the minimum of circular wave when we are in the road of 120 kilometers by kilometer hour, the speed, one is 120 One is 120. First one.
120 kilometers per hour.
When SFC is mu,
Yeah.
mu. When 100, what the design speed is 100 kilometers per hour, mu is 0.16, and use this mu to calculate R. Use this design speed, use this value of mu, use IH is 10%, IH is 8%, IH is 6%. We can get different radius. The limited radius.
So, with the elevation, the elevation, we take it the formula EH is less than rho is less than the friction coefficient of pavement. EH. This one is less
IH.
yeah, it's less than W.
IH.
It's less than phi.
It's greater than.
It's great.
We must use the radius greater than this value. When the design speed is, for example, when design speed is 120 kilometer, when you use 8% elevation, slope elevation, the radius of cycle must greater than 650 meters.
Must be great.
Must be greater than this value.
Okay.
For example, if less than this value, the circle cap is safe. It's not safe. When you drive on the circle cap, it's not safe. We'll sleep. Lateral sleep.
General value. There is not AH. There is not AS.
General value. Okay. General value. Okay, you can see.
Yeah.
What this book? General value. General value. The IH is 6% to 8%. Mu is 0.05 to 0.06.
In general.
Use
Okay.
IH.
6% of
Yes. Mu is this in this range.
How to define? How do we know? How do we know? How can we know? Now it's two variables. I have to choose. Just to choose.
Just choose
one.
I don't know. How to choose?
Yeah.
In this between the two, how to choose?
Yeah.
This right? No, the reason.
No, the reason.
How to choose?
If we choose.
If the 100 and if the disaster is 120 kilometers per hour, I think the mu is 6%. The mu is the IH is
6%.
mu is 0. I don't know. 可能是用的一样的一个是，it's different from limited value， 可能就是用的同一个字，啊。Minima are without superelevation. What's minima are without superelevation? If the radius is larger enough, larger enough, if if r is greater than this value, you can keep one two-way clock, to drive on circular path. It's not necessary to use one-way cross slope. If radius is large enough, it's greater than this value. Superelevation is not necessary. The normal two-way slope is enough to keep the circular movement on the design speed, under the design speed. Limited of value of r only apply at limited value of radius, only apply at constrained condition. For example, complicated mountain. You can see on mountain. This is the steep, very steep, the highway, very steep. Recommended values at normal condition. Driver feel comfortable at design speed. So construction workload is not increased heavily at a complicated terrain. What's workload?工程量，就是 workload. Workload. What's workload?
The amount of work a machine can do.
The capacity.
Workload is related to money.
Really?
Money.
How?
Workload. The workload is big. The money is
Expensive.
expensive. Yes, it is expensive.
The higher.
Workload. a radius shall minimum r without superelevation. A radius shall be large enough so that driver feel no difference in curve and in straight line. So the mu is very small. Mu is very small. IH is small. IH is small. Do you understand? This circular curve with larger radius, without superelevation. Okay.
If the road like this, if the road is in the plane, we don't need super elevation. We don't need to put super elevation.
No elevation. You can no super elevation. No super elevation. If the radius is less less than the radius without super elevation, we must set a super elevation. If r is greater than r without super elevation, the super elevation is not necessary. We can use this slope, two-way, long curve, with normal curve, two-way, not one way, not one way.
That is if the radius is less than, if it's less than how much?
If radius is less than r without superelevation, the superelevation must be calculated by us. Use this formula. Use this formula. Which formula? Use this formula to R is low, V is low, mu is low. So IH, you can calculate IH. Understand? R is low, V is low, mu is low. So we can get IH. IH is unknown. IH is unknown. If IH is unknown, we can get IH because V, mu, R is low. Understand? So IH R larger, IH smaller, R smaller, IH larger.
How small? It's the same thing with the speed. Nothing. It's the same thing with the speed. The speed.
The same speed. The speed is constant. When the speed is constant. R bigger. IH smaller. R smaller. IH bigger. Oh, wait, have a rest.
Okay, have a rest. Guess I can't do much. Are you about to operate as well? Are you about to operate as well? More. Oh.
Supervision. Let me just point to 10,000 meters. The minimum length is 3 second driving distance. 3 second driving distance. Applications of circular radius. R should be adjusted with pairing, and it's better to adopt the R of shoe elevation between 2% and 4%. Adopt the R of shoe elevation between 2% and 4%. So, when you choose R, when you choose R, choose the radius, you can calculate superelevation with V, R, with the speed R, and mu. The superelevation should be between 2% and 4%. R is equal. If the what's the R is equal to 400. When R is greater than or equal to 400 meters, 400 meters, no significant influence on speed, on driving speed. Cautious to adopt large R value. The same principle as long straight line. The maximum of radius is 10,000 meters. Check side distance at cap section. We should check side distance for visual range. Sight distance is visual range.
Actually,
Sight distance.
yeah, when we will know the how can we know the radius in the place? Or if we are, for example, in a mountain, how can we know it in the mountain? For example, we know that we're supposed to find the radius equal 400 meters. So how will we put it when we design in that day, in that place of the mountain? How can we know? How will we calculate it? How to measure it?
You can use different R, different.
Yeah, I know, but that's
R is not fixed value, not a fixed value. R is not a fixed value. You can use only greater than general radius. General radius.
So if it's like that,
But you can it's better to adopt the R, the value of R with supervision between 2% and 4%. If you meet this condition, it's okay. If you meet this condition, meet this supervision condition, it's okay.
yeah, for that is not a problem. I was asking how will we measure? For example, here, we know that, for example, here, we know the distance, we know how. For example, we know how. It can be 40, it can be whatever. How will we come to decide?
If R is no,
Yeah, how now we come to decide to measure it here? How? Which method we use? For example, here is the mountain. How can we know this? How can we put it? How the engineer will come to put the distance?
what distance?
How we know, for example, that
How to
to measure the distance?
you can write. How to
measure?
measure?
Yes,
Measure.
Yeah.
Measure is the
distance.
during the
Construction.
construction. Oh, how to measure?
Yeah, how to measure?
We when construct this road, we don't need measure R. We use the coordination of the center line. Many points on center line, such as 20 meters 1 point, 20 meters 1 point, or on cycle car, we can use 1 point every 5 meters or every 10 meters. We can use R to calculate every point on the coordination of every point on the center line. So we can use X, Y, and we use the instrument of survey. The instrument of survey to
Coordinate.
get this point on the road, on the field.
And then
Every 5 pointer or every 10 pointer on straight line, 1 point every 20 meters. On circular tap, 1 point every 5 meters or 5 meters or 10 meters. We can get it. We use the equation of circular cap to get the coordination x1. Don't need to measure. Don't need to measure.
So we just use the survey method.
Yes. Survey the coordination of this point and set a sign, set a tag on this point, on this point, on this point.
Okay.
Okay. Section 4, transition cap. Transition caps are caps where the coverage changed continuously. It's set between tangents, straight line between straight vehicles to follow. 2. Centrifugal acceleration changes gradually so that passengers feel comfortable. Coverage changes continuously. Superelevation and widening change continuously, so traveling can be stable. Transition caps can increase the aesthetic effect in cooperation with circular caps. Transition caps can increase the aesthetic effect in cooperation with circular caps. This is alignment without transition caps. This is alignment with transition caps. With no transition cap, with transition cap. Which road is better? Why?
Because he have the transition front and the slope is progressive.
It's smoothly. It's more smooth. It's smooth. Smoothly, right? Smoothly. And fluent,
Yeah.
artistic. This is not. This is uncomfortable. Feel uncomfortable. This is fluent and artistic. Artistic. Part 1.2 characteristics of transition cap. the equation or equation? Equation. Equation. The equation is R multiply L is equal to C. C is a constant. Is a constant value. Is a constant value. R is radius. R is variable. R is variable, not a constant. L is length. Is the length of transition curve. Length of the transition curve. L is variable. Variable. C is constant. C is constant. In the formula, in the equation, L, length of arc since vehicles came from the end of tangent. Tangent is straight line. R is the radius of circular curve. C
Constant. Which constant
is constant.
Which constant?
This is wrong. Transition curve, not cycle curve. It's wrong. Transition curve, not cycle curve. Transition curve. Part 2.1. Which curve is adaptive? Is it adaptive for transition curve? Which curve? Which kind of curves is adaptive to for transition curve? Colossoid. Colossoid is curve where the coverage changes proportionally to curve length. The formula of colossoid is radius R multiply length, curve length is equal to the square of A. A is colossoid per meter, which denotes the changing rate of colossoid coverage. Changing rate. A denotes the changing rate of coverage. Which shape? Other forms of transition curves: cubic, parabola, cubic, parabola, or the parabola.
It's like a parabola. It's like a square, but then it's not a square.
Cubic. This is parabola.
It's an object here.
Parabola.
It's a shape.
Let me sketch. In real way, cubic, parabola, and half sinusoid are used for low and high speed railways design, respectively. Part 3, minimum length and parameters of transition caps. Part 3.1, minimum length of transition caps. 1. Passengers can feel comfortable given centrifugal acceleration. Okay, this part will omit this part and derivation. Omit this derivation. AS is the changing rate of A. AS is the changing rate of A is the acceleration. So, passengers can feel comfortable. The minimum value of length, colossal length, minimum length is this part. Minimum length of transition caps. The transition ratio the transition ratio of superelevation is appropriate. Delta I is the changing value of slope cross slope. P is transition ratio of superelevation. P transition ratio of superelevation. B is the road width. Road width. So the travel time is not too short. 3 seconds. 3 second driving distance. The travel time is 3 seconds. So V, the unit of V is kilometers per hour. T, V, LS, V, V, 3 seconds is equal to V you understand? The unit of this V is meter per second. The unit of V, this V, capital V, is kilometers per hour. So, this we can get V plus 1.2. V divided by 1.2. So we can get a minimum length of through this formula, and the first formula, the second formula, and the third formula. we can get the minimum speed of colloidal or transition cap on the different design speed. The unit is meter. This is on highway. This table is for highway. This table is for urban road. We use the largest value in the three formula. In the three formula, we use the largest value to determine the minimum length of transition curve. Understand? Okay.